Lord Hawk of what? Of what? Let's be completely real. Let's look at everything he's ever done. And it all goes back to when did he start his channel? Let's say 2015. Alright, so, he got his channel and all that. And in his very first video, what does he say on the AlphaShadowHawk gaming channel or whatever he made? That clone channel, right? Why was it called AlphaShadowHawk? Why was it changed from that channel to a brand new channel? I don't know. It's almost like having multiple channels, which is kind of weird because I thought someone had told me that I had too many channels and stuff, but yet the AlphaShadowHawk clone's been making fake accounts nowadays, and with his little Stormtrooper COD zombie gamer group, and not just that, but there's like 3 different channels he has. He has the AlphaShadowHawk channel, the very first one, and then he has the main one, which is the AlphaShadowHawk clone main channel with the 2,000 fake subscribers. You already know about that, and then some other fake ones, and possibly a third one that I thought I saw back in the day. I could be wrong. I don't know, but none of this is going to get disproven because we're how many years into this? Since 2016, that was like, what, 9 years ago? So we're 9 years into this. Until this day, from that day forward in 2016, when I let him borrow the AlphaShadowHawk gamer tag, not once has he or any of his COD zombie stormtrooper teammates of a little gamer group have shown a single piece of proof or evidence proving all of their claims, accusations, and allegations they have said that I have done. Now, obviously, it's because they're stressed out, they're panicking, they're struggling to, come to terms with reality, and that's why I made the reality checks. That's why I made the roast tracks, to get them to add to the whole point of me trying to get them in their right minds, and they're just going more wrong as the days go on. But I just really want to know, Lord Hawk of what? I mean, I'm the real Lord, because for one, that's literally my name, Lord ZXI, and for 2, going back to the name I let him borrow, it all started there with Origins Alliance. And then after he left in 2017, that name has been inactive. That gamertag, username, whatever you want to call it, has been inactive since then. So, a stolen name and doesn't build upon that name and just sits there and let everybody else do the work for him. Lets everybody else in the gamer group, and including himself, talk for him, and then him talk. So, if you have other people besides yourself talk, then they're talking for you. Especially if you're asking them to do that, but not just that, but even better, which adds to the hilarity and sadness of the whole situation of just how deep they've gone into this to try to prove no point at all because they lost, and because, again, they're depressed from losing 1v1s to me. They're depressed because of what? I don't know. They're emotional, they're sad, they're mad. So many things, confused even. Why are they not getting the publicity that the homies X710 used to get, or X Deadlies used to get, or Lord ZXI is getting? Why are they not getting the popularity? Why are they not getting the real fans? Well, for one, your answer just lies into what you are choosing to do every single day by commenting on all my videos. That time that you're spending doing that is the reason why. Everything you think and do that has any relation with YouTube or Call of Duty or anything, if it is the AlphaShadowHawk clone, then it is the answer right there. And merch, whatever you want to call it, again, if it's anything related to YouTube or anything along those lines, then that is the answer there. But as for the other ones, I mean, commenting and trying to defend someone that doesn't show proof and evidence just makes it the more embarrassing and humiliating on their end. But then it all goes back to, Lord of what? None of them, and there has been no proof or evidence for anybody, including that little gamer group of Stormtrooper COD zombie little gamers, and that's their entire life. That's all they do. So they're going to talk about music. They're going to talk about all this other stuff. but all they do is video games, so they can't talk about anything else because that's their life. So that's what they should worry about of Call of Duty state. If anything, that his little gamer group, COD Zombie Stormtroopers, including himself, because he lost the 1v1s and his teammates did in their little group. So, I mean, it really all comes down to what happened to Black Ops 3 and Modern Warfare 2019. Oh, that's right. I won twice in a row against one of them, and then against another one in Modern Warfare 2019. Not just that, me and someone else won against the player that's apparently so good that they're gonna say Lord Hawk, and they're gonna say freaking all this stuff, Pulsive, and to try to defend him. Like, what is all this defending for someone? If it's all about being a man and being an adult and being a real man and manning up and wising up and getting up and freaking, having a pair and growing a pair and freaking being a man, you would think that they would let the AlphaShadowHawk clone do it himself. But no, he's not a man. He's not an adult. He's not all the things they say he is, because he doesn't do the things that he says he does. It's all a facade. I've been saying it for the longest time. I know the dude in real life, so of course I'm going to know the answer. Besides the fact of me being Lord ZXI. But going back to what I was saying, there is not anybody that's beaten me in a 1v1. There's not anybody that's beaten me in music. There's not anybody that's not just beating me those things, but content creation, whatever you want to name, I am undefeated. And that is the truth. You don't need proof and evidence. It's just what it is. Excuse me, I just had a freaking banana nut McMuffin. Not a McMuffin. That is not what it was. It was a banana nut muffin. And it was decent. It could have had more flavor. It could have had more in it, for sure. It didn't actually have any nuts, but that's what the flavor was. It could have actually been a banana muffin. Anyways, the point is, Lord of what? Because it completely contradicts it by calling him that, because you do realize that I gave him that name, so you're calling me the Lord, technically. So, Lord ZXI, for one, but for two, Lord the homie ZX710, Lord whatever you want to say. Lord X Deadlies, Lord ZXI, Lord the homie ZX710, freaking Lord Zach, anything you could say. And it's going to translate and always going to say Lord Zach no matter what. It's going to be Lord me. Because I gave him that. I gave him the key to YouTube. You can talk about whatever you guys, theories, whatever conspiracy theories or whatever you guys think it was, but you can probably use the Wayback Machine and find Georgie the Bear original series. I'm sure you can find old videos with me and him. I mean, shoot. You can look on the X Deadlies channel and find the answer right there. Me and his old videos, that a lot of them I don't have up anymore because I don't know what happened to them. I might have deleted them, maybe. But you're going to realize the very same year that he created his first AlphaShadowHawk clone channel on YouTube is going to match up with when he started appearing on my channel. And that's going to be 2016, maybe 2015, but I'm pretty sure it's 2016. And it's going to match up. You just do the research. This is what I ask y'all to do to find your answers that you care so much deeply about. But yet, when I just know them without even... I was literally watching a show, and I'm like, now that I think about it, they want to call him this, but not once has he responded to a roast track. Not once has he won against me and shown that. Matter of fact, he lost against me and deleted the entire thing. So if we're bringing up the facts and we're getting, true to form here, we're not getting logical. We're just bringing up facts. We're just bringing up what has happened in reality. There's a difference, because if I was being logical with it, I would bring up every little detail, everything. I'm just saying the facts of what is real life and what is reality. And you can get logical with it if you want, or whatever type of ideology you can go with what you want, but that's just going to be imagination and falsehood and freaking fraudness, and it's not going to be legitimate actual reality, because in reality this is what it is. And you know what it is? It is a reality check. Every single time that I make any type of content relating to this little Stormtrooper COD Zombie gamer group, you know what the answers are going to be, because the answers are right in front of you. Right in front of you 100% of the time. All you have to do is look on YouTube and do the research. All you have to do is look on social media and do the research. I mean, shoot, I'm pretty sure he still has tweets with me and him, freaking on Instagram, or freaking not tweets. I said tweets on Instagram, so that made a lot of sense. But post on Instagram where I'm probably in the comments. He's gonna delete them now because I said this, and I'm sure he's deleted his old, post about talking about a girl and being lonely and stuff, because it's kind of weird. You look at one of my old videos, and it's him with a black and white filter, him being sad because he lost his girl or something. You can find this on Instagram, and if not Instagram, just go to my lost and unreleased content channel page. The homies X710 Lost or Unreleased Content is what it's called. Look up that channel, and on one of those videos, it's one of the long ones, like couple hour long ones. And in the very, very beginning, maybe not in the beginning, if not in the beginning, then, well, somewhere in the video, it shouldn't be too hard to find. When you see the Instagram posts, he's talking about how he lost a girl and all that, and hey, everybody's different. Some people get sad when they lose a female. Have I ever been sad when I lost a female? Heck to the nah. There is millions and billions of females out there, and they're definitely better than some people got with pubic hair faces. But let's be realistic. If we're going to be talking about being an adult and being a man, well, it all starts with not blocking every social media that I have. Because if you're going to call someone a lord, they're not going to be scared to go into warfare. They're not going to be scared to go into battle. And he is. That's why he doesn't want to do any debating phone calls. That's why he has me blocked on everything. That's why after he lost in MW 2019, he doesn't want to 1v1 or even try any of that again. Even though he says he's the best pro esports player and he says he's the best this and he makes the most sales. But he doesn't want to compete with the competition. He doesn't want to prove himself. He just wants to talk about how he's the best but doesn't want to compete. So it's like, which one is it? Are you the actual Lord and you want to prove yourself that you have that handle and you have that name? Matter of fact, that you can win the AlphaShadowHawk gamer tag if you beat me to 1v1? No, you don't want to do that. And that's what he doesn't want to do because he has me blocked on everything and he knows the truth. That's why he has me blocked and he's in my comments because he's too scared to face the truth. He's too scared to be himself. He's too uncourageable to be a man. He has no courage. He is not ready for this type of stuff. That's what I've been saying. And that's when I knew, when he started doing this whole thing, that I knew it wasn't going to happen the way he might think. He might be like a little kid, super determined, ready to go in and do all this stuff. But you can't just do that. No matter how many people you meet around you and how many experiences you're going to have, unless you really cared about it like I have, you're not going to get there. I mean, do you see anybody commenting for me? No. Not once. I don't comment on every single one of the Little Gamer Group's videos, but you know the difference between me and them? All of them comment on my videos, including the AlphaShadowHawk clone Joshua, defending him and the overweight one, and they're all commenting for him, but not once have I commented on their stuff. So, when it comes to being a man and being an adult, what is the difference here? And what I just said earlier, when we're really getting into the point of this stuff, if I was so wrong, you would think that they wouldn't even try to defend anything going on or try to, distract people from the truth that maybe read the comments or maybe watch these videos and then they see the comments that might have been deleted, or when they see these videos and they're like, what is he talking about? Where did it come from? Well, I wouldn't just be talking about it out of nowhere if it isn't something that actually happened. Now, if it didn't happen and if it didn't matter, then, I wouldn't be here right now. But why would it matter? Well, the reason why any of this matters is because if they want to talk about having competition, then why are they too scared to compete? If they're talking about that they are the best players and they have more skill and they have more talent and more abilities and all of this stuff that they say, they will talk about it. They will tell everybody they meet that they have these things. But the only time that me and two of them have ever competed, because they talk so much trash like they're the best. They want to call themselves even lords. But then they lose twice in Black Ops 3, and then they lose in Modern Warfare 2019, but they're going to continuously say that they won and that they didn't lose. But you know what's funny about the both of them? The overweight one and the anorexic AlphaShadowHawk clone and Ivy or whatever his name is, they both have deleted the 1v1s because they know the truth, and they tried and they lost, and they're the ones who are hurt the most. They're the ones that are trying the most because they're the ones that hurt the most. They're the most insecure out of all of them. Like, Classify could say whatever he wants to say. Velocity can say whatever he wants to say. But no matter what, who the heck are they? Like, and what do they have to do with any of this? Especially the overweight one, too. When it comes down to it, it's between basically me and the AlphaShadowHawk clone. And if he has me blocked on all social media platforms, and that's where this all begins, because that goes before JJ Orange is even in anywhere included in that stuff, and X-Razor Wire. So if we're going all the way back of where this really stemmed and started, it's going to start with the AlphaShadowHawk clone, and then Dark Mario, and then Royals, and then the CGS, and then etc. going on from there. If you really know about the timeline of when this stuff started mattering to them, that's what it would start. That's where it would start, is English. And, if they want to talk about it like they know about it, well then, if you know about it, then let's go to the next step. You want to talk about how you're the best. How come you lost and you still want to talk about being the best? But you want to say that it never happened because you deleted it, or, all this stuff. What's funny? I went on the Wayback Machine to see if I can find those 1v1s, and guess what? Specifically, hilariously, whoever the hacker groups was, right? Specifically, that page was deleted off of the Overweight One's channel when that 1v1 video happened, and I couldn't get to that video. How funny is it that I can't find that video all of a sudden? That one video that shows, that would finish all of this off, that people have saw. A girl that I was not with at the time, but I was chilling with and kicking it with at the time, had commented on that video, so they know. So on and so forth. So, it's very, very, very funny that they act like this never happened or anything. But I don't need to prove myself right or show evidence if they aren't even doing that. So why am I here talking about it? Because people know about it. I apologize to all my fans out there and all my people watching. I had gotten a call and I had to take care of some business. So back to what I was saying. It just like, if you are, it's like the point I said a while ago. It's like you can't cheer for a gladiator that's not going into battle, like you can't call yourself a gladiator and never battle. Like, then you're not a gladiator. It goes against everything that you've been saying, that you're the best fighter, or you're the best freaking battler. And then like people that have witnessed that 1v1 that was deleted, the footage, still watched it and still knew about it, including the gladiator that doesn't go to battle. It's like, it's genuinely confusing that people actually believe, like, just, I can't, And then not just that, hold on. The fact that they're calling them Lord Hawk, like, bruh, the mental deficiency, like, there's 100% like mental illnesses. Like, you can talk about brain cells all you want, just like one after the another. Like the friggin' overweight one first, and then friggin' the Joshua AlphaShadowHawk clone saying it. Like, you could talk about all that stuff all you want, but when it comes down to it, out of everybody, you can point and laugh at everybody you want as a little gamer group, Stormtrooper COD zombies, but when you look at yourself and when you see everything you've done and you really take a look at it and think about it, you're going to realize the thing that you're pointing and laughing at the entire time, you are the biggest joke of them all. You don't even realize everything you're making fun of, you do yourself. But that's just the type of, people in the world. Negative is a new normal. That's the type of people that just, be like who they are nowadays. They just, use this little fake personality and fake character that they make up, and, they just want to believe themselves because no one believed in them, and freaking they have no friends, and their parents don't like them or didn't love them, and all these other reasons why they are who they are today, with bipolar and all these, disorders and stuff, and mental disorders, and, just all that stuff, and anxiety and stuff. And that's the definition of these people, is they It's not even that they talk the talk but won't walk the walk. It's the fact that they just talk and they run. It's like I don't know how else to explain this, because they're so bland, basic, generic, and they don't exist. So it's not even that they're on like the basic level. Like I said, they're even below that, which doesn't exist because they don't exist. So, let's just be real. If you are calling yourself Lord and you're calling yourself the best and you're saying that you could beat me anytime and that I haven't competed in this and this and that, but then you yourself will even talk so much trash, deleting 1v1s and the footage, knowing that there are witnesses and people there of that, I would say, but, can't really say a lot on YouTube. So it starts with an M, ends with an R. Okay, just got off the phone after another important business call. That's just what happens in the life of a real businessman. Of not just a real businessman, but the Lord, ZXI, the one and only. And so much the Lord that I've never posted on Instagram about a female like the AlphaShadowHawk clone did. I have the proof. Am I going to show the proof in this video? No, because I've already did it. Whatever proof that I needed, wanted, had to show for my point has already been done. And I've shown so much already when I didn't have to. Because it's not that I'm freaking winning the battle in the war. It's not even about none of that. It's not about winning or losing. It's not about no battle or war. We're not rivals. We're not friends. Never, ever, in any lifetime, timeline, universe, whatever you want to call it, multiverse, have me and Joshua, the AlphaShadowHawk clone, ever been friends? Anything close? Anything freaking anything? We've only been acquaintances, if anything. So, I don't have people talk for me. I am the man. I'm the kingpin. I'm the boss. I'm the CEO, president. I talk for myself. When you see presidents of the United States, do you see anybody talk for them? Do you see anybody else on the freaking, what is it called? The podium. Do you see anybody else on the podium? No. You see the president of the United States on the podium. And sure, maybe like he'll pass it to one of his homies, or he pass it to one of the freaking girl homies, or whatever the case may be in the moment of time. But the main man on that podium speaks. And as the president of Legendary Grand Entertainment, it brings me so much pride to know that I've been done with this situation before it even started. Because when even the stuff that I didn't have to do, even when I went into competition in roast tracks, in music, and I won, in the 1v1s and I won, I didn't have to do that. But being a man of my word and being a man that does the things that I know that I am the best at, and I win, those are over. Those days are over. 2016, 2015, 2017 is over. And if Joshua the AlphaShadowHawk clone wants to talk about how, he wanted to bring those vibes back and, all this other stuff about, the person I was back then and all this other stuff that he assumes about me because he hasn't been around me since. I haven't been around him, but I will tell you what, when I was around him, nothing has changed now. He's the same person. Actually, there is stuff that has changed. He is a worse person than he was. But as it is right now, he still will not accept the fact that 2016 and 2017 are over. Why is he in my comments? Why is he talking about me? Those days are over. I haven't been around the kids since those days. And I haven't been friends with the random. So why is he talking about me as if we were brothers, as he wants to call it, as if we were homies, as if we were anything related to any type of bond or friendship? I don't want nothing to do with the AlphaShadowHawk clone, but he wants everything to do with me because he's in my comments. and people are speaking for him. So of course he wants something to do with me, even though he says in every chance he gets that he wants nothing to do with me, and contradict himself every single time and makes himself look terrible, horrible, makes himself look so bad that no one believes him because no one cares. If you are going to go out there and care so much for the situation, maybe you should find other ways to deal with the situation that has caused you so much pain, because I told you to hit a clip, and then you cried to your parents about it, and then you cried to your girl about it. Wait, didn't have one at the time. And then you left the clan and went to go make your own and got a clan house. But that's the stuff you cried over back in the day, and that's the reason why you don't like me and ex-deadlies and all this other stuff, because you cried because you couldn't hit a clip. You cried over a girl that you brag about having nowadays, and you cry over like all these things that you brag about now. Like, what is this kid talking about? We are not in the same lane. And he is never going to be the player that he wants to be. He's never going to be the player compared to me. In any sentence, in any form of the word. Never. I've solo queued and soloed all of this myself. He's having yes men. He's buying his way. He is not doing it the way I did it. He's buying his way. I've made the way. I've gold platted bricks that I created this Legends Castle with. This isn't no promo that I'm about to shoot on, but I've built every single brick up. I've done the roast tracks. Have anyone else done the roast tracks? No, because they are not good at English. They are not good at language arts or history. They are not good at any type of knowledge that requires to write and do poetry. How simplistic is that? Oh, but they want to talk about graduating college and graduating school and doing all this stuff. But a high school dropout can do all of this on his own. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. How I've done all of this myself without putting a single penny into this, and then he's going to buy his way and try to buy this facade and then try to look down on me when the whole time he was looking down at the bottomless abyss that he's on. And you know what he thinks it is that it's some type of way of looking back at me. And when he looks back at me from looking down, because I'm all the way up here, he tries to look on the opposite side, but what it reflects is all the way to the top. And not even just that. He can't see me from there. But he's so misguided that he wants to think that he's looking down on me. And he's so blind to everything he's doing, not even going to know that it's going to self-destruct him. It already has. It already is. This could be a freaking documentary. Like, this is like a freaking wrestling promo, documentary, freaking talking about real facts, roast video. Like, you can name it whatever you want. But I'm just going to call it what it is every single time that I talk to Joshua, AlphaShadowHawk clone, my son. Every time I talk to him after I son him, a reality check. Optionally, because I could call it other stuff. But reality check 11. This could be like a freaking preview to a movie, a sneak peek. But let's be real. We're going to talk about what everybody already knows about. We're going to talk about what people don't know about. We're talking about what would matter. We're talking about what matters. If this matters so much to that freaking clone, the AlphaShadowHawk clone, Joshua, if he says it matters, all right, let's talk about what matters. Let's get into the details of what matters if we're going to be talking about this. Because if we're not, if we're going to be talking about this, we're not going to be commenting this on every single one of someone's posts to try to prove the point. We're not going to be making these fake accounts and talking trash the whole time without proof and evidence. We're going to be talking about what is going to be talked about if it matters. And if it doesn't matter, then They wouldn't be in my comments. They wouldn't be here. The AlphaShadowHawk clone wouldn't be commenting. He wouldn't be making these accounts reacting to videos that were years old, months old. It doesn't matter when they were made. He's reacting to them not on his main channel. And then there comes the point of right there is the reason why I don't care. And I didn't watch that video because of that. And even if I did, it would still result in the same outcome, in the same thing. If I watched it or didn't, it will still come out to him just sitting there making some basic video of some reaction without even showing the video of him just saying words. No proof and evidence. So, in his reaction to my roast track, the ill shot, that's just a reaction with words. No proof and evidence, just talking about stuff that he thinks happened in his mind. In his delusional mind, that's what he thinks it happened. But in reality, we both know what happened. He cried because he couldn't hit a video game clip of a quad feed, a trick shot, anything. I would tell him repeatedly, watch FaZe 1 mil Team Taj. Watch FaZe Clan's 2 million subscriber Team Taj. Watch FaZe Clan's 3 million. It's so simple. You see what they do? Okay, I want you to do that, but for my team, not for their team. And guess what? He didn't do stuff for OGZZ. He didn't do it for Origins Alliance. He didn't make shirts of Origins Alliance. You know what he did before he even made the AlphaShadowHawk clone logo? He bought FaZe Clan merch. He didn't do it for Origins Alliance. He's doing it for FaZe Clan. That's who he's doing it for. He's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for FaZe Clan, a corporately owned company that he has no business around, that he has no knowledge about. He has nothing but just a FaZe Clan jacket, promoting them over himself. Promoting them when he's talking about how he's going for clips, and then he uploads his 300 subscriber montage that I don't doubt was deleted. And then where do we go from there? From that 300 subscriber montage that he made? Where do we go from the clips that he hit on bots? Well, finally it's not on bots. That's the difference. But it's the same most basic clips you will ever see. And it's worse than that, because it's people that are just now spawning, not being able to move or use their controller, and him already pre-aiming and aiming in the spawn of Rust 2 different clips of him doing that. And then maybe he hit one in the middle of the map, all the way at the top, whatever. That's very easy to do. But that clip took years and years and years. And his 300 subscriber montage or whatever, that was like, what, 2018, 2019? That was like 3 or 4 years without me. And those 2 clips that he just uploaded 2024 maybe, that was what? Like 7, 8 years. 6, 7, 8 years without me. And almost 10 years of playing the game. And he can't still can't and won't hit a clip. The same thing that he would cry about and say that I was a bad influence for doing. The same thing that his parents would say I was a bad influence for doing. All this stuff that I was such a problem, but he's still continuing doing the very problem that he cried about, that he blames me for, that he wants to put me down because I told him to hit clips, and he cried about it. And he's the same exact person going for clips right now. I guarantee he's streaming right now. He streams almost every single day of the same content, and his videos aren't even edited. Even that video where he responded to the roaster, he didn't even edit it. So if you're going to be that unproductive and lazy, and then want to try to call me out for being productive and the most hardworking man you've ever seen, heard of, we're on 2 different levels. I don't know how many times I got to say it. It doesn't matter how many people want to argue in the comments or have conversations with themselves in the comments about it. We all know that This is two different levels. One is a non-existent level. That isn't even a level. Non-mentioned because forgotten. Not remembered for a reason because they didn't do anything. While me, who's made a name for himself and built something, this level, I have yet to see anybody else achieve. It is unprecedented. But this is where reality is at. So if it's not reality, if it's not logical, you could say, if it's not real life, then that's why they say the word imagine. That's why, the overweight one uses that word, Ivy or whatever his name is. That's why, because it's not real life. It is a fake life that they all live, that they all want to be the best FaZe clan member, basically, because they all just snipe and then go for clips, and then 24/7, 365, their entire life is dedicated to Call of Duty. And Call of Duty, look at the state it's in right now. That's their entire life, by the way. That's everything they go for. That's everything they talk about when they talk trash on me. They talk about that because that's all they know. That's all they know. They're part of the COD community. Go figure. Come on. Let's be realistic. So, all of these comments can talk about whatever, but this is the truth. This is real life. But in the imagination of their minds, and just that little minority of a group, just that little group themselves, me and the population over here, we know real life. We know how it goes. We're not delusional. We don't have, reasons to go into a mental facility or, get arrested or anything. That's on their side. That's the little gamer group and the Stormtrooper COD zombies and all that. They're over there doing that. Me and the population, we're good. We straight. It's all good. So, that's all them being how they are. Being so delusional, bragging and boasting about super chats that are like a couple dollars from friends. Friends. Maybe even family. But not fans. Not real people and fans. The only super chats and only donations go to someone who already has the money. But it was a reason to brag and boast about. But not 1v1s. What happened to that? What happened to the 1v1s? I thought he was saying he was the best player. Odd. I don't need super chats to be the best when people already know. Everybody knows. Everybody watching this knows. I got nothing to lose and nothing to prove. So, until I see one piece of proof or evidence, this conversation ends here. Hasn't even started. This is just a recap of real life. That's all this is. So, thank you for watching. It's been your boy, Lord ZXI. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Take care. Have a good one. Peace, love, positivity, prosperity. You already know what it is. The 4 things that I go with. And, shout out to Logic because, that's where 3 of them come from. And, no, I'm not copying them. I just go by the same thing. And, I appreciate knowing about that because, it's definitely something that I feel like everybody, not just on Earth, but in the universe should follow. And, it's just a good way and explanation of life. And for me, in Legendary Entertainment, I want everybody to live their best life fully and to enjoy themselves and everything. And, my goal is to make sure that I at least make one person smile, happy, laugh, whatever. And, a lot of people can say that I'm a negative guy or I'm a bad guy or this and that. But, those people that want to accuse me of things that they don't prove and allegations and accusations, just even if you have one moment of maybe me raging on a video game, it's not going to be how my entire freaking channel is or how Legendary Grand Entertainment is or anything else. If I'm the one who made Legendary Grand Entertainment and my channel, and I'm the one saying that that is not how it is, and peace, love, prosperity, positivity, and freaking, just everything like that, and enjoying yourself and living the best life is what I'm saying it is, then that's what it is. So if you hear anything else out there that is not what I just said or not related to what I just said, then that is simply not what it is. So I think this video explained everything that I needed to be, announced, in order for us to, really compare, if we're going to go in the comparisons, and if we're really going to talk about, like, what's similar, what's not, the difference, and the comparison of it, and the achievements, awards, accolades. And if one person, being me, has achievements, accolades, and stuff that people know about, and stuff that I won, I was on Zeus's channel for Black Ops 3, one of the best clips. And it was when I was using the gamer tag Twist Deadlies. Royals was there. Royals was one of the issues of why Dark Mario started doing this whole thing, and why he's around the overweight one and in that little gamer group to begin with. So if Royals was there when I hit one of the best clips I ever did, the 1v6 in Black Ops 3 Search and Destroy, I mean, that should say it all. If even one of my haters was there for one of my best highlights in my entire gaming career, that should explain it all. And that was pubs. That wasn't esports or, freaking competitive or nothing like that. But again, ever since 2015, since I learned about competitive, I obviously wanted to do it since. And it's been, a whole decade. So it's been a long time coming, but, it's definitely going to happen at some point. I don't know. I already announced it and all that, but yeah, that's that. That's just what it comes down to. And then I was also on Tommy T999's channel, and that was for Black Ops 3 for the same exact clip, and both of them talked about it, has all the views. I even have a playlist on my channel that is things that I'm featured in. So that's that. And it was a great clip. It was fun, and it was definitely a fun time back then. And now it's the adult time. Now it's the being a man time. And that really started in 2019, and it definitely really, really began in, I think I would say possibly 2022. That's when I really started getting everything together. Probably 2020, like right directly after the concussion was like the beginning, and then slowly but surely, and then 2022 I started really beginning it. 2023, and then I think 2024 is when I really began the entire adventure. But 2020 was like the freaking time where I just had to pick myself up and go forward. And that's when I founded Legendary Grand Entertainment, I believe in 2021. And music was the very first thing I did, I believe. I don't even think it was gaming. It was music. And it was something that, 15 albums in, like 2 EPs in, hundreds of songs, and I feel good. But it's not all I'm gonna do. There's so much more, and there's a lot more. But there's some people that want to look freaking, I think that the meaning and term that I'm trying to say is think outside the box or something, or they're looking outside in, I think, and they only see me as a video gamer, or they call me a video gamer only, and they only like compare video games, and they'll talk about like music and stuff too for some reason, because none of the stuff makes sense, but then they'll get into the music and all that because they know how good it is, and so on and so forth. But they want to talk about all this stuff and see me as only one thing, and then that really just shows how much knowledge they have on that type of stuff, is when they only see me as one thing. But everything happens for a reason, I guess you could say, and leads up to fate or whatever. And what else? Freaking life is what it is, and that's that. And everybody has a different life, and everybody's different, and life goes on. And you only live once, so might as well live it to the fullest. And that's what I've been doing. But some people want to have entire families and vape around their newborn child, and want to talk trash on me. And You know, that's just some people's lives. That's just an AlphaShadowHawk clone life. And, you know, if Joshua wants to do that, then he can do that. But I have never, ever planned on rushing into a family right away when I wasn't able to provide. Because if I'm not right and 100% if I'm not right in the head, like if I'm still continually in therapy, still hooked up on this thing that happened back in 2016 and still talking trash on some guy that I have nothing to do with, I haven't even been around since, 2018 if you want to be technical, but 2017, then that's when you know, like, that isn't even safe. And that girl didn't even think for herself at that point, because there's no way, like, she did not look at the whole situation and really get to know the dude. That's how I knew that he rushed into that as soon as possible just to boast and brag about it. And yeah, I mean, but that's just how some people live, and that's just some people's lives. That's what he was to do. And, you know, that's just that's that. But, you know, if you want to misunderstand, misconceive, or misinterpret all the stuff I'm saying as negative, then completely wrong, and you gotta, like, maybe discuss it with other people to really find out what this is. And it's very straightforward, so I don't know how you could get this wrong or be confused, but it is what it is. But, you know, like I said, peace, love, prosperity, positivity, be happy, stay happy. You know, go for your goals. You can achieve them. Don't think you can't. Don't give up. Live your best life, and you can be happy. You know, I promise that. And, you know, just do what you love doing, and just go for your goals. Don't let no one stop you. Don't let no one tell you different, that you are perfect the way you are. You are my homie. I'm your best friend. I'm your homie, and I am here for you. And, you know, if other people want to paint me in a bad light, let them. Don't speak for me. Let them be who they want to project. Like let them project, basically what I'm saying. But obviously they have to idolize me in some way to obsessively be the way they are too. So, you know, just let them be running the little clown show that they doing, running their little circus. And, you know, I'm just gonna keep winning as a king, as an emperor, as the Lord ZXI. And I do want to quickly explain the name Lord. It's not against, like, no religion. It's not making fun of nothing. So please don't misinterpret that and misconceive that, because that is not what it is. It's just a name. And if that offends you, then you're just misunderstanding it. And if that still offends you, even like without the thought of actually thinking about it for a second, it's just a name. So it's also the truth. But yeah, I mean, let's be real. It's over 1v1s and a gamer tag, so just saying. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you once again. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful, and I hope you guys, you know, keep your head up, and you know, just go for the things you love and just achieve your dreams, and be happy, man. Don't waste time being negative. Don't waste time being toxic and manipulative. And, you know, I've already had the hotline phone numbers for, you know, any of those for the little gamer group and AlphaShadowHawk clone, because they might need it. But, you know, the little gamer group of stormtroopers and COD zombies combined, I put it for them. But, you know, if you need that, just go look at Reality Check X in the beginning. And then you can call those if you need that help. But like I said, I'm here for you. If you enjoy the content, then I appreciate it. If you don't, I appreciate it, because you still know about it at least. And it's very cool, because just so much support from you guys, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. I'm gonna have a different type of music style soon. You're gonna see what I mean later. There's a lot of new stuff gonna be coming out. So thank you guys for being here. It's been your boy Lord ZXI, and peace.